How's about Lil Rihanna, folks? We've got some summery music despite the fact that fall is rapidly on the way, at least in the United States. So, this is Rihanna. Her album is titled Music of the Sun, and in a lot of ways it feels like it's permanently locked, or at least it's got the idea of what you do when you're in that sort of environment. Now, I don't remember where Rihanna was from. I want to say maybe possibly Barbados or something, but she's got kind of culture going on, and the music sometimes reflects that, because this is not just a hip hop record, this is not just an R&B record, this is not just a dancehall record. It's almost like a fusion of it, and it's one of the few times that I feel as if this sort of type thing works. So Rihanna is an avid smoker, and I think in 2005 the thing you may not know is she was as slick as she is now. So I'm thinking she may have just been a younger version of that, but I still feel like it's only because of, you're 16, 17. So obviously she was probably living, but they just had to keep it within the confines just because she was on whatever label that she was. So as a result, you get kind of some angst in here, but you also get a lot of jams, and this is a better party album. This is a better party record than like Sierra's record. So which is kind of strange. I mean, Sierra's got some dark club joints, but this one exceeds it. So can you but still get them both, Can you smoke to this? The answer is yes, you can. I feel as if Pon De Replay is a good one. You Don't Love Me, perfect smoking song. There's a Thug in My Life. These are all some good ones. If It's Lovin' That You Want, possibly Rush. These are all great smoking songs. More importantly, you can do it without being just around guys. It's got the idea of, hey, there's a couple women around, and they may like a lighter tone, they may not, either way it works. But Rihanna, is, lots of women are gonna like her, so that's something that you don't have to worry about on this album. So the production, there's some pretty spritzy records on here, and one of those is Rush. Thug in My Life is another one. Pon De Replay is another one. And I'd probably say maybe Willing to Wait and That La 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 are some good ones. So those are all some decent production ones, and I'm glad for it just because it's not terrible. It's just not a bunch of ballads the whole time, but we'll get to that. So the unheard songs, like 7 out of 12 songs. There's a remix, which I'm not going to count because I like the original just fine. But the 7 songs I liked were Pon De Replay, If It's Lovin' That You Want, which, yeah, You Don't Love Me, probably the best hook on this album. That La La La, which is runner up. Let Me is another good one. And There's a Thug in My Life. That's 6 songs that really nail it. But there's an almost song, which is Rush. That one just feels glitzy in that night, but it just kind of felt like I would be forcing myself to listen to the song. I didn't quite feel as if, I'm going to listen to this if I were to ever, it were to randomly come on in a playlist or something. I'll talk about a few of these songs. Pon De Replay, you probably heard this song. It's decent summer jam. It's a little bit young sounding, but it still stands strong today. And it's just about getting up and moving around. If it's Loving That You Want, that one feels really like an island type song. It's just real relaxed and a little bit of singing on there. And I just like the type vibe that you get from it. It's not as fast paced, but it's still good. It doesn't drop the quality. You Don't Love Me is a really good one. This felt like a super good smoking song. There's a Thug in My Life, I think a lot of you will go to. Kind of Tupac sounding. And, you know, from Rihanna's perspective, it works, but it's kind of one of the, it stands out the most on the record, but, you know, Rihanna is pretty, you know, she's a slick person. So those are some good ones. But the reason why I didn't like more of these records is because, you know, when it becomes about, you know, keeping the woman and actually going through with more responsibilities, the quality kind of starts to drop and it loses sight of what makes, you know, courting someone fun. So, you know, there has to be work involved too, and it just, when you put that into a song, it's just not that interesting. So, like, The Last Time, Willing to Wait, Now I Know, these songs really kind of lose steam. Here I Go Again was almost an almost song, but I did not like the production on that one. I found like I was forcing myself to listen to it, which I don't like. So 6 out of 12 plus an almost song, which is about 7. So the score, I'm going to give this album a 6 out of 10. And the reason why is for what I've stated. You know, I like at least half the album plus the almost song, which is pretty much another hit. The future, Rihanna, I don't know what she's been doing. I think she's been acting, just doing other stuff. I've seen her on a couple websites. She's just been really kind of getting into glamour a little bit. So just expect that when she comes back, things will probably get different. But, you know, she's got so many albums that there's plenty for you to listen to. The social score, I will give this album a 7 social because, you know, there's some fast-paced records, but there's not a record like Pon De Replay, but there's enough for women, but also without being too soft at the same time. So I feel like Let Me is a good one, You Don't Love Me is a good one, and Rush and There's a Thug in My Life are some extra ones. So just the more fast paced ones are gonna win. I guess I could give it a 6.5 social. Yeah, I will. So can it be topped? It's likely, but this is still a pretty good debut. I mean, this was good for 2005 considering there weren't many people like Rihanna at the time. She just kind of came out and did her own thing. It's original, and more importantly, it works. So, you know, if I had to rate the originality, it'd probably be like a 9 out of 10 or so. But, you know, just understand that there's not many people who are doing it like her. So yeah, I give this album a 6 out of 10 and a 6.5 social. Subscribe for more fun.